Hi students, very good morning. Right, today in this session we are going to learn regarding the remaining isomers. Those are nothing but geometrical isomers. So you know that stereoisomers are of two types. One is geometrical isomer and the other is optical isomer. Again I am repeating. Stereoisomers are of two types. One is geometrical as well as the optical. In geometrical isomers, we will be basically dealing with cis or trans. So the cis and trans, both will be getting. Cis and trans structures will be getting. What is meant by cis? If they are on the same side of the plane, okay? If they are on the same side, then we will be calling it as cis. If they are on the opposite side, then we will be calling it as trans, right? Before going into the geometrical isomers, we will be basically talking with respect to three types. One is tetrahedral complex. Means how the complex will be. There will be some complementary atom like this. One will be black one. Something like A, B, C. See tetrahedrals. If we have a pyramid like this, to this one plane, one above the plane, and this one is back of the plane. The back of the plane is this one, right? I am going for the structure like square planar. Square planar means name itself is indicating it is planar. Means all the thing is present in only one plane. Okay, and the structure is squarely identical. So structure is squarely identical. Something like A, B, C, as well as D. See, all are present in one plane. Right? Like this representation is called as square planar, and the next is octahedral. Octahedral complex. See how the octahedral complex will be presented. See, it is very simple. Take a square like this. See, like this, you are having a rectangle or square. One square is present. Okay, one above the square, one below the square. That type of representation is called as octahedral complex. So this plane you are having, where the central material is present in the center. See, here A, B, C, D, something. They are present in the plane. One, these are the planes. See, A, B, C, D. Central is in the middle. Below the plane and above the plane. So these are the things. This is above the plane, P, something here below the plane, this way of representation, it is called as octahedral complex. Right? Tetrahedral, square planar, as well as this is octahedral complex. Now, if you go for the geometrical isomers, in this tetrahedral complex, so the angle generally is 190 degrees, 28 degrees. So if you flip this one, if you shift this D here and A here, or if you rotate anything, the molecule will be the same. It will not get any cis or trans positions. So in tetrahedral complexes, geometrical isomers will be absent. So in this one, in tetrahedral complexes, geometrical isomers will be absent. Here, yes, geometrical isomerism we can see. Here, geometrical isomerism we can see. Right? So we are going for the geometrical isomerism first. Okay, let me erase this. How to find out? Suppose if you go for the molecules, like let us go for square planar molecules. The molecules which are square planar. See, square planar complex are coming. Square complex. So if I take the molecule called as MA4, central metal atom is present. So I am writing the representation like M. This is A. This is A. So this is all one set. MA4 complex. Now see whether it is existing cis disturbance. See, same this one transfer. So we will remove this one. If any element is present here, like M, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. See, what is cis combination? Cis combination is nothing but 1 and 2 are cis, 2 and 3 are cis, 3 and 4 are cis, 4 and 1 are cis. These are the cis combinations, right? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1. If there is any combination like that, we will call it as cis. What is trans combination? We are talking with respect to the square pattern. 1, 3. 1, 3 are trans, 4, 2 are 2, 4 are trans. So if they are present like that, then we will call it as cis and trans. Okay? See, this is cis, this is trans. See, cis and trans will not come at the once. If one cis comes, then trans will not be present. If trans comes, cis will not be present. Okay? That's the way of telling out. See here, this is cis and this one trans. So in this, geometrical isomers are possible? No. Or instead of remembering like this, I am taking a shortcut trick. Okay? What is the trick is? Check the opposite ones. This one if you are doing, what is the opposite one? It is A. So combination is A. Okay? Now if you take this one, this two combination is A upon A. Other than this, can you get anything? No, here there is no possibility of getting other than A. Right? If you shift also. So here geometrical isomers are absent. Clear? Take the opposite things. A. This one opposite A. You are getting this combination. If you interchange this one here and this one here, what will be the combination again? A only. This one is still repeating. Whenever the same is repeating, there no geometrical isomers. Clear with this? Right. Let me take one more. So if I go for the complex like MA3B. Okay? So simple atom is M. Here A. This is A. This is A. This is A. Let us take this one. This is entirely square plane of complex. Take the opposite things. Whatever we have started. A, B. So this is A, B. These two, A, A. Okay, this is possibility. If you change B here, if you take B here, now A here. What are the possibilities? A, B. See, same A, B. So this is again same repeating. So for this geometrical isomers, not possible. Okay. Right. Next going for MA2, B2. So take the central atom here. A. This is B. This is the complex. Okay. You have got the complex. Right. Now take the combinations. Opposite. BA. Next. BA. Change the positions of anything like this. Now I am changing these two. Okay? Now I am changing these two. So I am doing the structure like B here, A here, A here, B. See, these two have been exchanged. Now what is the combination here? A. Next these two. B. Getting me? See, this is A, this is A, B. Right? So this set is different and this set is different. Now geometrical isomers is possible or not? Geometrical isomers are possible. How many are there? This is one and this is one. So here two. Getting me? So that is the way of writing the geometrical isomers. Suppose take M, A, B, C, D. This is the thing what we have done. So instead of drawing structures, try to go for this way. How you can write? AB, CD you can write. Now A with C, B with B. Now A with B, D, B with C. Are you getting me? See, is there any more possibility other than this? See, A with C, A with B, A with C, A with B, right? B with C, B with B. So totally, see, AB is there here. No, these are different. CD, here B, C, here A, so geometrical isomers are 3. This is what entirely with respect to square member complex. Tetrahedral complex will not exhibit any what? Geometrical isomers. Right? Now, if you take something like plane polarized light, okay, I am writing this. Suppose you are taking organic compound in a container or any coordination complex. This is coordination complex you are taking. You are passing a. This is plane polarized light. You are taking plane polarized light and now you are passing through the coordination sphere. Plane polarized light. Okay? In a container, you are taking a coordination complex, and then you are passing a plane polarized light. If the light comes as it is, okay? If the light comes as it is, see here in this direction, this is here also in the same direction. So there is nothing deviation in the movement of the light. So then that is called as optically inactive complex. So whatever the compound that is present inside the container, it is optically inactive because it is not rotating the light or it is not showing any effect on light. Whatever you are passing through, taking light, passing through the coordination complex, the light has come out in the same pattern how it was incidentally on the coordination complex. So what happened? No rotation of the light. So that is optically inactive compound. Suppose if there is rotation of the light, something like this, or like this. It is something like rotating right side. If the light is rotated towards right side, then this is called as dextrorotatory. If it is rotating the light to the left side, it is called as levorotatory. Okay? So whatever the light, suppose you are passing the plane polarized light into the complex where you are having coordination complex, if the light rotates towards the right side, then that is called as dextrorotatory compound. This is B compound. If the light is rotated towards the left side, okay, then that is called as levorotatory coordination compound. Okay. So, how to identify optically inactive organ? For monodendritic ligand. See, whatever we are learning in this lecture, we will learn only with respect to monodendritic or monodendritic only. Monodendritic ligands. There is no bidendritic ligand. In this lecture, we are not going to learn with respect to bidendritic. Only monodendritic ligand we are going to learn. Right? So, optically active means in the plane polarized light water that has been passed on to the coordination compound. If that rotates towards the right, it is called as dextrorotatory. If that rotates the light towards the left side, it is called as levorotatory rotation. Now, how to identify? Right? Whether a complex is having optically active or inactive. Okay? Suppose if the combination, say I am directly doing the trick, don't waste the time by reading all the unnecessary things. If any combination, if any bracket can have same, okay, or AA or something like BB, that is optically inactive. Optically inactive. If this is the first condition. Second condition, if light is having AB, see in a single thing you are having two different. One more AB. Okay, you are having two same things. This is entire is one set. In this entire set, these two are different. This is one complex, and this set is as it is represented here again. Okay, this is R, this is and. Right? Then also the complex will be optically inactive. Okay? If optically active, then what will be saying? You will be having D as well as L. Okay? D as well as L are together called as optically active. See number of stereoisomers. Number of stereoisomers. Okay? It is what? Optically active plus optically inactive. The combination of optical active one and the optical inactive one combined together, those are called as stereoisomers. Be clear with this one, be thorough with this thing only. Then you can solve all the questions with respect to the monodendral ligands, the geometrical isomers, and the number of possible of optical isomers. Right? Are you getting me? So, same set within one set is present in that both ligands are same. Then it is optically inactive. If one set consists of two different ligands and the same set is repeated again, then also optically inactive. Right? So this is the main thing that you should keep in your mind. Right? Let me take a complex. Like I am taking M(A)6. Okay, before going to that, we should take M here. This is A. So how much we are having? M(A)6 is the complex, we are having all the things. Right? Instead of this, first we remove the A. I will say the numbers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want the conditions where 6 is present. See, I am going for condition 6. 6 means 1, 2. See, this is the square, right? Above you are having 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. See, 1 with 2 is this, 1 with 3 is this, 1 with 4 is this, 1 with 5. 1 with 5, 1 with 4, 1 with 3, and 1 with 2. These are 6 conditions. Again 6, where you can see 6 conditions. 2, 3 are 6. 3, 4 are 6. 4, 5 are 6. 5, 2 are 6 condition. 6 condition. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. This is one set. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. One condition. One more 6 combination. With the bottom one. 2, 6, 3, 6. Okay, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. 4, 6, 5, 6. These are all the 6 conditions. Okay, all 6 conditions. Going for the trans condition. Trans means opposite. So 1, 6 are opposite. 2, 4 are opposite. 3, 5 are opposite. Opposite directions. So these are trans in nature. Clear? Based on this, you will be finding out the arguments. But I have just set the positions. No need to go with respect to this one. I have set it right. So let us take one compound that is M(A)6. Whether that compound has how many geometrical, how many optical isomers we should calculate. Okay? So let us take the question. So first one is M(A)6. How many are possible? See? AA, and then A. How many are there? 6 are finished. This is very clear. If we exchange any combinations are possible, again we will be getting the same. Right? If we exchange all the things, we will be getting the same. So geometrical isomers. Geometrical isomers are absent. Optical. Optical means in a set both are same. Here in a set both are same. Optical isomers are absent. This is optically inactive. Okay. See, optical isomers are not present because this is optically inactive, right? Because we are sick, both are sick. Okay? Geometrical isomers are how you are calculating by exchanging. See, 6 are there. If you exchange any letter with the other one, it will be the same. So there will be no geometrical isomers in this complex. Let us take one more complex like A5B. So, how first go for geometrical complexes? AA, AB. So if we exchange anything, okay, suppose if I exchange this one with A, this one. So what happens? Again AA, and this one will be AB. See, again the same thing is repeated. So what we can say? This complex doesn't have geometrical isomers. Is it optically active or inactive? See, AA, one set is there. AA is present. But if one is also present, it is optically inactive. Optically inactive complex. Right. Next, let us take one more condition like A4B2. Okay. So A4B2 combination of AA, BB. One set. Now again, so this one will be this one. AA is the same. AB. Okay. See, this set is different. So geometrical isomers. So if we exchange this one with this one, what happens? It becomes AB. Same set will be repeated. More than this important. So geometrical isomers are 2. Right. Optical isomers are present in this AA set present. So this is optically inactive. Then AA is present. Optically inactive. Right. Optically inactive complex. This is MA4B2 complex. Right. Let me take one more example. MA3B2C. This is complex. MA3B2C. So I am writing the complexes AA, AB, C3 are finished, BC. This is one set. Okay. Now I am doing this one. AA. So A is B. AB, B is C. See, I can say. So we found this one. Now you combine. You have combined this one. AB you have combined. So you combine this one. AB and this combination BC. See, I can say this two. This set is same with this set. Getting me? This set AA, AB, BC. It is same with the second set. So don't go like this. To take one more combination. Like we go for AC. So this is AC, B. See? AA, AC, BB. So you have AC, right? Okay. For geometrical isomers, even if one set is different, it is taken into conclusion. Okay? In geometrical isomers, even if one set is different, see, it is common. AC is different. Even one set like this is different. We can take that into consideration of geometrical isomers. Don't think that AA is there, here also AA is there, so no geometrical isomers. Not like that. Even one set is different, you can take into the consideration of geometrical isomers. Okay, even though there will be two common, one different, then you can take. Okay, here two are different, nothing you can take into the consideration. Now let us take still more anything is possible. This AA, you go with this one, AC. This is AB, AC. So AB, this is A with B, A with C. So A with C, AB. See AB, AC. This is one set. You try still more, whether they are possible or not. Okay? Suppose AA is coming to BC only. AB, BB, AC. Only so 3 are possible. So this is the only thing you are getting geometrical isomers. So these are the 3 geometrical isomers. Now go for optical activity. Optically active. See, if I go here, this is optically inactive. Okay. If I go for here, this is optically inactive. If I go for See, all are different. But see here, same set is repeated. Here AB is there, here also AB is there. If the same set is repeated, in a set, two are different. That entire set is again repeated, again also this is optically inactive. This one is not optically inactive. But to get this entire set is repeated here again. AB is repeated with AB. Right? So what happens now? This one will become optically inactive. Because see, AB is repeated again. AB is repeated again, so optically inactive. So this compound is also optically inactive. Right? Getting me? Okay, let me take one more question. So if I take M, A3, B3, M, A3, B3. This is the condition. So go for the geometrical isomers. AA one set, AB one set, BB. See, 3 A's are there, 3 B's are there. Clear. Now go for one more thing. AB, if I combine here, AB, BD, AB. So AA common, I am combining this one with this one. A with B. So A with B, B with B. So B with B. See, again same thing is repeated. Okay, this one A with B, B with B, or A with B, B with B. So this one will not come to the conjunction. Now what you will do is take the AB common, this one. Now you take this one with this one. So this is AB, A with B, and this is A with B. Other than this, is it possible? Other than these two combinations, any third set is possible. It is highly impossible. So geometrical isomers are how many? 2. So if you have two geometrical isomers, optical isomers, these two are same. So it is optically inactive. AB, optically inactive. So no optical isomers for M, A3, B3 complex also. Suppose if I take the complex like M, A3, B, C. So this is the complex A, B, C, B. This is the set. Now with these two things you check. A and B present, A with C. Okay? A with C, B with B. So A is present, no? Right? You can move on. Again you take this one A. You go for A with B. Okay? A with B, B with C. Clear? Next, these two finishes. Now go for this one with this one. Anything? A with C, A with C, A with B, C, A with C, A with B, and AB. See, you check AC, AB are present. Here AC is present, AB is not present. See here AB, AB. So 4 different types of possibility. 4. See AA, AB, CD. AA, AC, BD. Okay, AA, AB, BC. AC, AB, AB. So geometrical isomers in this are 4. Go for the optical isomers. These two are same, optically inactive. These two are same, optically inactive. These two are same, optically inactive. Now different AC is not there. This is also different. See AB, this is AB. So what happens here? Optically, this one is active. One is B form, one is L form. So how many optically active? If I say how many optically active? How many are optically active? You can't take only this one because in this one you need two. One with B, one with L. So optically active are 2. This set it gives 2. How many optically inactive? Optically inactive. How many are there? See, 1 set, 2 set, 3 set. So 3 sets are optically inactive. How many stereoisomers are there? Stereoisomers means optically active plus optically inactive. So totally 5. Optical activity, optical inactivity, combining both together, we will be getting the number of stereoisomers. Getting me? So, we are taking these things, whatever are present here. If you want to check the geometrical isomerism, go for the combinations, two combinations. If either one is different, you can take that into the geometrical isomerism. Going for the optical isomerism, among one set if two are same, you can remove that one, that becomes optical inactive. If two sets, if one set has different ligands, that type of set two are there, then it is also called as optically inactive. If all are different, then only it is optically active. If one compound is optically active, then you will be getting two isomers from it. One is G form and one is L form. Total number of stereoisomers, already I have said, number of stereoisomers will be equal to the optically active plus optically inactive compounds. Right? Let us take one more compound like M A2 BC DE. Okay? Try your level best. See, for this, if I go for the combination, geometrical isomers will be getting 9. This is one example. This is work for more. Okay, all I have said the answer. Try like this possibility. Try whether the optical isomers are possible or not. Next is M A B C D E F. Okay, these are the ligands A B C D E F. Check out the possibilities. How many variations you can get differently. In this I am giving the answer. Geometrical isomers are 15. Okay? Right. So this way, this is the pattern of calculating geometrical isomers as well as the optical isomers for monodentate ligands. Okay students, let me erase this. Okay, so this is the thing. Go for the working on this model A, B, B, C, D, E, or on the next one M, A, B, C, D, E, F. See, again once again I am repeating. In tetrahedral complexes, there will be no thing like geometrical isomers. Okay, only in square planar complex we can observe the thing. And if you go for the remaining set like geometrical isomers in octahedral complex, in tetrahedral complex not possible. In square planar complex, yes we have, there is possibility. And if you go for the octahedral complex, there is possibility. How will you identify the octahedral complexes? Octahedral complexes, if combinations if you go, okay, taking 2 into a set, then even one set is different, you can consider that into the geometrical isomerism. If both are different, but the same set is repeated, then also optically inactive. Right? Geometrical isomerism, one set is different, you can take that into consideration. Optically inactive means all the sets should be different and nothing like that should be repeated in the same set again. So this is what for today, and this is the test for you. Okay, check out the answers. Go for the optical isomers also. Optical isomers, once you check out the material, you will be getting the answers. This is what for today. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay